Hello, folks. Welcome to our Saturday Q&A. Before we start, I want to see who's here and if you can hear me. I have nightmares from the last two live streams. Okay, I don't see anybody. Oh, hold on a second. Okay. Jackie's here. Hello, Jackie. Chris is here. Hello, Chris. And Sortan. Hey, Sortan. And Stan. Hey, Stan. All right, I looked. Happy Halloween, did they say that? I looked for my Halloween costume. I couldn't find it. I would have been a dog. So just something fun. But it's been a while since I've had a costume on for Halloween. So today's Q&A, it's going to be just questions, no presentation. I already released the video last week, so go ahead and ask your questions about the video I released. And the video was called Dreams and Goals, or just in general about investing in rentals. So I will answer your questions, and that's the plan for today. I don't see any questions. We have a bit of a delay from the time I'm using StreamYard. So there is a little bit of a delay after you type the question and after you see it. I may have to switch to something else, but okay. So the first question is how to get started. Let me show that. How to get started in real estate investing right now. It's a seller market and very hard to find deals. And that is the truth. It's very hard. In some areas, the inventory on market is 1 month. And keeping in mind that 6 months of inventory is balanced market, we're at 1 month. So very short inventory, and that's why the prices keep going up. And to make the matter worse, I see, there are a lot of iBuyers buying, a lot of investors looking for deals. So how do you compete and how do you find the deal? One of the lessons that we're going to have in this class would be how to find motivated sellers. But to answer your question, the best way to find deals to compete with other investors is to get to know your area very well. Look for opportunities where others would miss them. For example, look to find there may be the zoning in some areas may allow you to build something else or to subdivide. Those type of opportunities, that's what you should be looking right now. Otherwise, it's very hard to compete head on with all the other investors. Just get to know your market. That's what I can say about that. And let's go to the next question. Chris, what is the best way to start on average salary? What is the average salary? I guess in Tampa, where we are at, it's 53,000 median salary. If you don't own a home, the best way to start is to buy your own home. Buy as a owner occupant, because it's just easier. You don't need a lot of cash. And then after, the best way is after 2 years, just move to something else and leave that home as a rental. And if not, I think the best thing to do is just talk to a lender and see what you qualify for right now. I don't know your situation personally, but a lender would be better qualified to answer that question. But starting with the owner-occupied loan is the best way if you don't own a home already. Okay, can I start with only $5,000? This is kind of like the previous question. So yes, you can. Again, one way to do that is to get the owner-occupant loan. You can do FHA. You can do 100% in some areas. In our areas is the Department of Agriculture actually has loans, VA loan. You can also invest in a duplex and do what people call house hacking, live in one side and rent the other, so you can get your mortgage paid and then move to something else. That doesn't work for everybody, but it's a good way to start. Also, you can do wholesaling. You can find deals and flip them and get some cash. That's not very easy right now, but if you look, it's possible. It's difficult but possible. Okay, so let me see. Did investing? Just want to see if I'm missing something. I want to. Okay, Stan is saying, I'm looking to invest in rentals, but I hear a lot of horror stories. The horror stories usually come from not screening the tenants well, from landlords who are over leveraged or bought rental properties in the wrong places. In general, rental properties in really lower price ranges are just more in the lower income bracket, are more difficult to manage, because most of the people live paycheck to paycheck, which, if they lose their income, that creates a problem. Most don't have enough to just keep going. So that will create problems. Also, I see a lot of over-leveraged landlords who just buy properties and use the equity, buy another one, but they don't leave enough reserves to repair the property, to take care of the property. So that also creates a lot of problems. And if you create systems from the get-go, even if you manage the property yourself, you will know how to react to every problem that comes up, to every issue. So it's not going to be a big deal for you. I would say, if you either watch this channel or buy a book from an experienced investor, create systems in place, and you would not have the same horror you don't have to live through this. But I do understand there is a fear for the first property, for the first rental property. That's why buy at a discount, so you have a lot of exit strategies. Even if you decide to not do rental, you can sell it if the market changes, or just buy it right, and you have options. Okay, Sortan, should I get a real estate license before I start investing? You don't need the real estate license to start investing. However, it is helpful for a couple of reasons. The most important reason, the real estate license, if you practice real estate, let's put it that way, will allow you to create connections with other investors, with other people, which at some point you can turn into investors. So that's probably the most important reason you should get, or you should consider getting a real estate license. The other is you save on commission when buying and selling. But again, it's not 100% necessary. And to be fair, having a license would cost you yearly just to maintain it. In addition to the time, it will cost you around $600-700 per year to just for the memberships and all that. Okay. What was your, Jackie, what was your first investment? Okay. Well, my first investment was our home, actually, where we lived. We moved and we rented it. We moved to something else. Unfortunately, we did that during 2008. So we had to sell the second property and move back to our rental initially. So after that, the first investment that I would consider as a real investment was when I formed an LLC with a couple of friends that were ex-clients, actually. We formed an LLC and we started buying at the foreclosure auction here in Tampa, and we did fix and flips mostly. So that was it. Chris, would you recommend buying a new home as a rental? If the numbers work, yes, but they rarely do, unfortunately, because new homes, usually you buy them because they're new. You buy them at 25%, sometimes 30% above the market, not market price, but above existing homes. So that would rarely work in your as a rental, because your cash flow is probably not going to be good. I generally prefer to buy properties that need some fixing, and so I can fix them and then rent them or sell them. Okay, thanks. Okay, I don't see any more questions. We don't have a lot of people today, but for everybody who was here, thank you. Happy Halloween. I hope you have a great evening, and I will be releasing next week the upcoming video that's coming. Is gonna be on how to value real estate. Look for that, and see you next Saturday.